UEFA Champions League round of 16 will be kicking off tomorrow, starting with the game between Galatasaray and Liverpool. Yes, a lot was said about the victory Galatasaray recorded against Liverpool in the league phase of the Champions League, but this is where you differentiate the boys from the men. Will Galatasaray be able to beat Liverpool over two legs? Well, this time will tell. Now, Galatasaray started off their Champions League with a 5-1 defeat away to Frankfurt, followed that up with a 1-0 win against Liverpool, and then they beat Bodo Glimt 3-1 at home again, then went to Ajax and defeated Ajax 3-0, came back at home to lose to Union Saint-Gilloise 1-0, a red card they got in that game, and then lost again to Monaco 1-0, drew 1-1 with Atletico de Madrid, and lost 2-0 against Manchester City. Then they made it through to the playoff where they played Juventus over two legs, beating Juventus 5-2 in the first leg and lost 3-2 in the second leg. Now, they will be welcoming a Liverpool side that is hungry for title. Remember, Liverpool's domestic form has been somewhat underwhelming this season, and they are looking to use the Champions League to compensate their fans. If you look at Liverpool's journey so far in the Champions League, you will notice their results have been somewhat abysmal if you look at the caliber of Liverpool. They kickstarted their Champions League campaign with a 3-2 win against Atletico de Madrid, and then they went to Galatasaray and lost, and then came back to beat Frankfurt 5-1, followed that up with a 1-0 win against Real Madrid at Anfield, and then went lost to PSV at home 4-1 during their run of form where I think they lost 6 games in 7, and I think they were looking in shambles at the time. And then followed that up with a 1-0 win against Inter Milan at the home of Inter Milan, 3-0 win against Olympique de Marseille, and ended their Champions League phase campaign with a 6-0 win against Karabakh. Now, they are looking to beat Galatasaray that beat them 1-0 in the league phase over two legs to make it to the quarterfinals. And even though I am looking at this first leg tie and thinking that maybe Liverpool may not be able to get the victory there, but over two legs, I see Liverpool qualifying. However, I don't think Liverpool are going to lose this particular tie tomorrow. And I think the worst they can get is a draw. And I'm predicting this one to end in a 2-all draw against Galatasaray. I know Victor Osimhen will always turn up the way he does because their last game against their rivals, Osimhen got them the goal, even though Leroy Sané got a red card, but they still stood. And then Liverpool as well beat, Wolf away, I think 2-0 to make it through to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. So all in all, these two teams, on paper you would say balance, but Liverpool's pedigree, you cannot compare that of Galatasaray. And if their players turn on the heat, I think Galatasaray may not be able to cope. But then at the home of Galatasaray, I think Liverpool are going to, have it difficult. They are not going to have it all their way. But I'm thinking this one a 2-all draw. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and let's go.